up? What's happening? What's going on, everyone? And welcome back to another episode of the Fish and Chips Movie Reviews! I'm Matt Fish Fischioni.
And I'm Sam Chips Cullen.
And welcome back to the one and the only talk show where we talk, review, and recommend movies. Thank you all so much for joining us, and it's with a heavy heart to say that this is not only our last episode for the school year, but our final one here at D News Network. And Sam, what a ride it's been.
Been one crazy ride. Would not give it up for anything. So we are graduating 2021, and it feels very hard to say goodbye. But
3 years. 3 years.
3 years. Been here since the beginning.
Mm-hmm. We've done so much. You know, we've had a lot of guests here. We've done some crazy stuff here on the show.
Our sisters onto the show.
Yep. And we're gonna have a really, really good episode for you guys. And as always, we always like to do things a little bit differently. So, Sam, why don't you tell the viewers what we're going to do for today?
All right. So, it's going to be very hard to do. So, anyway, usually what we do is every time we have a guest come on, we ask them, what's your favorite movie? But because we're not going to have our guest, we're going to have to do something a little different and talk about our favorite movies, because I don't think we've ever said what our favorite movies are. So, I'm actually going to point it to you, Fish. What is your favorite movie?
Oh man, you guys already know what my favorite is, but I'll build it up. So, prior to seeing this movie, there were two films that I really enjoyed when I was younger, and that was James Cameron's Avatar and The Shawshank Redemption. But after seeing this movie back in 2019, it completely changed my mind completely, and it still stands as my all-time favorite movie, and that is Todd Phillips' Joker. I mean, what is there to say? I mean, I can go on and on about Joaquin Phoenix's Oscar-worthy performance. I can talk for days about the amazing cinematography, the music score, the color scheme. And, the film is divisive. I mean, there's no sugarcoating that. Some people love it, some people hate it. But for me, I love Joker so much so because it's mainly a mixture between mainstream and independent. Because on paper, it's basically an origin story on Joker. He's the arch nemesis to Batman. They're both part of the DC Comics. Everyone loves talking about comics, comparing it to DC and Marvel. But if you look at it closely, if you look at certain camera shots, and if you pay attention to the hidden foreshadowing and hidden messages in the film, it kind of feels like an independent film. And, as someone who has watched a bunch of independent movies, over the past 3 years, I've grown an appreciation to that. And so I really appreciated the direction that Todd Phillips was going for by combining the two, and it worked out beautifully. It's no secret why I love this movie so much, and for me, I've said it so many times, I give Joker a perfect, golden 10 out of 10. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly encourage you, highly recommend it. Definitely a must-watch. I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Chips. What is your favorite movie?
So, it's between two movies. The first movie is Shaun of the Dead, just a British comedy zombie movie about two characters, both by Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, with the direction of Edgar Wright, and it's basically just a very well thought out and very well structured and paced zombie movie, as you get these two main characters who go take their friends and family to a pub during a zombie apocalypse and wait for the whole thing to blow over. I love this movie. It's still gonna ever be my favorite movie, and yeah, it's a 10 out of 10. But there's also another movie, and it's called Fantasia. There's not really much I can say about Fantasia other than that it's just a movie about segments of classical musical pieces, and it's done with animation, so you combine those two, and it actually looks very, very good. And with Disney, you always get the whole thing of like, oh, is it way too childish? No, they don't do that. It doesn't feel too childish. It doesn't feel too adult. It kind of feels like somewhere in the middle, and it really does work. And it has such iconic scenes like Sorcerer's Apprentice with the iconic wizard Mickey Mouse, and then A Night on Bald Mountain. This movie is, in my opinion, the best Disney movie out there, and I'm going to continue saying it like that. I would give this the platinum, golden, diamond, sapphire, any kind of jewel, 10 out of 10.
That's a lot of medals for, this movie.
Mr. Stokowski, my congratulations, sir.
Congratulations to you, Mickey.
Gee, thanks. Well, so long. I'll be seeing you.
Goodbye.
So now, it is now time for our final review here. It's funny, whenever we come on here to the studio, we would always have to write out scripts. And each time we would have to write out what movie or TV show we were going to talk about, and the e-board would usually see it. But we didn't do that because neither the e-board, our friends, or family do not know what it is, and this is the first time that we're going to be talking about this, and
This is our surprise,
review. And we figure it's the right time to do this. So, ladies and gentlemen, for our final review, it's not necessarily a movie or a TV show, but it's an ongoing story. And that story is Dean News Network. It is advised by the Purple Turtle himself, Greg Siebert, and it stars the likes of Dylan Thomas, Addison Graham, Mara Jetty, Emily Wallace, Jamie Sweeney, and Luke Smith. I mean, Sam, talk about an all-star cast here. I mean,
what can I say? It could win an Oscar and Emmy.
They could win multiple Oscars, even like a bunch of awards if they wanted to. I mean, seriously. This story, man. So for those who don't know, D News Network is about these group of kids from different grades and like different majors that come together in the iconic DMAX studio at Dean Hall, and they start to form a television news broadcast type club that is called Dean News Network. And what I love about this story so much is like oh man, what I love about it so much is like just the hard work and dedication that like they try to actually push this club forward, because we see these growth of kids, just trying to make a name for themselves, to try to do something that the school has never even done before. And we see some pretty awesome characters along the way, especially, in my opinion, a godfather-like figure in Greg Siebert, which, by the way, let's talk about him. He personally is my favorite character of the whole thing, and whoever's playing him, kudos. I mean, a round of applause to you. I mean, spectacular job. And really, just every character in the story is just, it's you almost feel like your family, Like outside of the studio, they may be your classmates, but when you walk into the studio, they're like your brothers and your sisters. And I come to love every single one of these characters, old and new.
What I will also point is what I really liked about how D News Network started off as just being just news and sports, and then also entertainment and news. And now it's branched out to many different kinds of segments, some that we never thought would actually come when we first started this.
Yeah.
And we had ours as one of the first, but there was also DJ Boom and Bulldogs. There was also
Student Senior Spotlight. We have shows like Food Reviews, Seventh Inning Stretch,
Broadway Breakdown,
Tea Talk Tuesdays, terrific top plays. I mean, there's so much, that you could honestly choose from and, really enjoy.
And even one of the ones that I remember that was great to watch was the Spring Fling.
The Spring
Feel
Fling
package that we did.
That's right.
And oh my god,
Yeah.
even the skit that I saw when I was in Spain, that was something.
Yeah.
The one of doing the van down by the river.
Yeah, oh my God, that to me is like a hidden gem. I mean, there has to be like a remastered version of that or something. You know, if you're watching this, let's make it happen. But really, the overall production design is what really, that really like stands, like every segment out. When talking about like, the camera work, the lighting, and the editing, and just the whole, just everything. Everyone puts their 110% into make their segment stand out from all the rest. And to really say, basically what we're trying to go for here is that these last 3 years has been absolutely amazing. And I would not be the person that I am today if it wasn't for the amazing people here, for the members, for the support from our friends and family. It's really amazing how 3 years ago this club became from unrecognizable to where it is now, where we are undeniable and unstoppable. And it's going to continue that way, hopefully, for generations to come, because I see this club much more bigger than that.
I'll point, if it weren't for DNN, for Dean News Network, I probably would not be at Dean College anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd have to say it really did it really did work for me here, and I really want I really want to see more entertainment. I want to see the new segments that come out of this. I know this is basically our own version of Boyhood, and this is the real Boyhood.
Yeah.
I want to see it. I want to see it thrive, and I know it's going to thrive. And it's been doing a really good job since, but we now have to give it
A rating.
its rating.
And so, folks, for our final rating here, Fish and Chips gives Dean News Network a perfect 10.
0. April Late Fools.
Oh man, a perfect 10. Oh man. Yeah, I'm like shaking right now. I can't even stand still.
The same here. I can't.
But man, on that note,
We're all
everyone,
out of time.
we're literally out of time. To everyone who has been with us, simply thank you. And to any new student who's going to Dean College,
You're gonna enjoy it.
you're going to enjoy it. And for those who are still at Dean College and have not discovered DNN what are you doing with your life?
I'll say this: you don't have to be a communication
No, you
or
don't.
sports broadcast major just to come in here.
Yeah,
I'm business.
yeah.
I'm here.
Yep. It is simply the best there is, the best there was, and the best that there ever will be. Not just the entire campus, but in both of our lives. So, for the final time, I'm Matt,
I'm Sam.
and thank you so much for joining us for the Fish and Chips Movie Reviews!